These savory cakes are incredible. Yes. Yes, it is. What's this? What's this? Now let's move on to the egg. So, what did I do? I just softened the onions a bit, but honestly, it takes a really long time. You need a good amount of onions, and they need to soften a little. Now, let me tell you the ingredients for our egg. Let's go. What is this delicious Egyptian egg made of? It's made of 6 eggs, a cup of chopped vegetables, a cup of chopped greens, a large cup, which is dill, parsley, and coriander. If you want to leave out any one of them, it's not a problem. Some people don't really like the taste of dill. Some people like to have more coriander. So mix the greens as you like and in the quantities you prefer. It can be a cup or even a cup and a quarter. That's fine. We need grated tomatoes, about 2 medium-sized tomatoes, 3/4 of a cup of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, cumin, 3 grated onions. Let's get started. I put the onions on the stove with a spoonful of ghee. It's important for me to saute with a spoonful of ghee, and the rest can be regular oil. Okay? So let's saute them on the stove like this. So the color the onions should take on will be slightly caramelized. Okay? Let's try to give them a light brown color, just a bit. Then we add the greens, the tomatoes, salt, pepper, and cumin. What happens is we leave it on the heat and keep stirring until it darkens a bit. Some people like it darker. Some people prefer it lighter. It's not a big deal. Some people think that 3/4 of a cup of flour is too much and that 2 tablespoons are enough. Okay, but I've got my measurements just right. My measurements work perfectly with 3/4 of a cup. It's very important while we're making this mixture to pay attention to what happens next. After I finish it, I have to let it cool down. This is absolutely essential. And you have to treat it like you would a cake. This is also very important. Let's add a bit of black pepper to it. And add some salt, which helps it soften quickly. A lot of onions on the stove will soften. Ideally, they should caramelize. I want them to take on some color. So, what color is that? A light brown. But sometimes we don't have enough time to do that. But let me tell you, the ingredients for the mixture we're about to make are right here next to me. And we'll finish making it together. But to reach that stage with the onions, it would take us a lot longer. So what are we going to do? We'll add the tomatoes along with the herbs and leave them on the heat again. And we'll keep cooking them together, okay? We'll add salt and pepper. We've already added salt and pepper on. The only thing left is the cumin, which I add at the very end. That's because if you add the cumin at the beginning with the onions, it will burn. And its aroma won't be the same. So cumin should be added right at the end. And now my mixture is ready, but it needs to rest for about half an hour to cool down completely. Then I take the eggs and start treating the whole thing as if I'm making a cake, except with eggs. Let's get started. A bit more salt and pepper, just a little, and we beat it really well. It doesn't have to rise or anything, but we just beat it well. Let's incorporate some nice air into it. Just like that. Of course, you need to keep an eye on the onions cooking over there. Keep stirring them so they get the color we want. All right. If you want to use a blender and beat it in the blender, that's fine. But honestly, using a whisk like this is simple enough. I just like to add a bit of air so it fluffs up for us. Now we'll add the mixture. I made extra mixture and kept it chilled so I can use as much as I want. Look at how dark and beautiful the mixture is. of course. And you whisk, whisk, whisk like this. And it has to be cold, my dears, because if it's hot, it will cook the eggs, and that's not the best. Like this, like this. It can handle another spoonful. Let's go. Then I'll add the flour and the baking powder. We add the baking powder like this and the flour like this. Stir it gently and carefully 2 or 3 times until the flour completely disappears. And until we are certain the baking powder is well distributed too. At this stage, my oven is on and preheated. I immediately put it in the oven at 180 degrees on the middle rack. And using aluminum trays will be excellent. This is just a layer of ghee for greasing. All right, my dears, let's pour our mixture in like this, just like this. And straight into the carefully preheated oven, right onto the middle rack. I just hope the oven temperature is set correctly. Let's get back to the mixture because I just wanted to make sure the egg casserole went into the oven. I'm satisfied with this color. It's good. Now I add the tomatoes. And a good amount of tomatoes as well. Let it cook on the stove for a bit. And then the greens. Where does the sweet flavor in the egg casserole come from? It comes from the abundance of onions and from caramelizing them with the rest of our ingredients. It darkens, takes on color, and reaches the stage we made earlier. But honestly, the onions are usually a bit darker than the stage at which I added the ingredients, but it's fine, it's working, and everything is perfect. At the end, you add some cumin. I'm just giving you all the steps, but what I'm telling you and what you absolutely must do is to let the onions get a slightly light brown color so they taste caramelized and delicious. And then leave them on the heat. Let this mixture cook for a while, letting it blend together until its color matches exactly the mixture we worked with earlier. And that's it. Just like that. I keep doing this until the color is right. Look, you can see it here. Just like this. I want to take it out. I mean, cut a piece of this frittata that smells amazing. Cut it into squares like this, and it's so fluffy. You know that sound, guys? There's a certain sound cakes and things like this make, and we all recognize Aito. Wow, amazing. Yes, it's a savory cake, you know? These savory cakes are incredible. Yes, when it first came out, it was savory. What's this? What's this?